Now, you'll remember President Trump tweeted a couple of days ago numerous states introducing Bible literacy classes, giving students the option of studying the Bible. Starting to make a turn back? Question mark. Great. Well, tonight there's a new dispute in Pennsylvania where a school district faces a federal lawsuit claiming officials improperly prevented a high school Christians in Action Club from passing out Bibles on school property during the day. Is that legal? Let's bring in tonight's Legal Eagles to debate constitutional law attorney Katie Cherkasky and criminal defense attorney, host on Law and Crime Network, Bob Bianchi. Welcome to you both.
Hi, Shannon.
All right, so this is the deal. Mechanicsburg High School, they said essentially these students want to go around and hand out Bibles. They were told they couldn't. They tried to negotiate something with the school. The school says you're not getting the full story. Here is what the superintendent of Mechanicsburg School said. This is our Exhibit B tonight. He says it's a publicity stunt. Students do have the right to distribution of non-school materials prior to the start of the school day and after the end of the school day if they develop a plan for time, place, and manner of distribution that's reviewed and approved by the administration. Bob, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, this is what we call CYA, Shannon. That's what's wrong with it, because he also said, and I quote, religious materials, including the Bible, have always and will always be welcome to bring, share, and discuss, whether it's the Bible, whether it's the Quran, or whether it's the Torah. So you can't eat your cake and have it too. You can't have a Christian club on your campus say that those materials are welcome of all faiths, which I agree with. However, you can only distribute those materials 30 minutes before or 30 minutes after school and only on public sidewalks. Well, they can do that anyway, so the school is denying them their lawful right to be able to express their First Amendment religious freedom and freedom of expression at lunchtime. Come on, guys.
All right, Katie, let's go to Exhibit D here, because that's what the lawyers for the students are saying. They say the school district has taken away students' speech rights in school and even seeks to regulate their speech rights during non-school hours on public sidewalks that every member of the general public possesses. Your argument?
Well, that's just not the case. The school here is doing something that's common sense to avoid chaos. They have given these students the opportunity before and after school hours to distribute Bibles. They are just simply limiting this free speech activity during a limited lunch hour. And the reason for that has nothing to do with religion, but has to do with opening up the lunch area to a free speech zone. And when you do that, you're opening a can of worms. You have kids handing out Bibles today, then it's atheist propaganda the next day. You can't limit who's handing out what. And the school has every right under the Constitution to limit disruptions to the academic environment. So handing out this material during the school day could arguably very well be a disruption to that academic environment. So the school has every right to make this decision.
Okay, Bob, what about that? The school's ability to, set limits on how this is done?
Yeah, but that's not the facts of this case. No one here is suggesting that this is anything other than sanctioned by the school. It has a Christian Bible club there. These kids were there. There was no violence. There was no profanity, which are typically the areas in which the Supreme Court has limited speech and freedom of religion. They are just there. If you want it, you can do it. Now, if there was a problem, then maybe they would have a legitimate argument, but there hasn't been. So those facts have not been established. You can't say that you can distribute materials and they're welcome here, but only before and after school. That's ludicrous. It's contradictory. It's CYA. They're trying to get out of a constitutional quagmire.
All right, Katie, your closing argument.
The school is doing the absolute right thing here. They are preventing a can of worms from being opened and having the lunch hour being overtaken by useless propaganda from all sides. You have kids handing out Bibles today. The next day, it's any sort of political speech, any sort of speech whatsoever that isn't violent or discussing illegal activity. And that is all going to have to be permitted by the school if they let these students take this action during the lunch hour. And that's just going to be disruptive to the lunch environment or to the academic environment. And that is something that is protected under the Constitution for the school to avoid.
All right, we thank you both. We'll now put it to the jury at home. Let us know. Tweet me at Shannon Bream or at Fox News Night. You can use the hashtag Night Court and let us know how you would rule if you were the jury here. This apparently started back in November. It's now resulted in a lawsuit. We will follow it. Bob and Katie, thank you both very much.
Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you, Shannon.
All right, stick around.